Hello, sweet, beautiful souls, and welcome back. We are going to be diving into the greatest gift, I believe, that we can give to another, and in turn, give to ourselves, because we are all a reflection. We are all an emanation. Everything is a co-creative experience. I believe we are all aspects of each other. We are all aspects of Source, God, Divine. And so, how can we harness this knowing deep within us to truly shift not only others, but our paradigm of others and ourselves in this world? So, this conversation is really inspired by a conversation that I had with my spiritual mentor, friend, all of the things. I don't even know what to call her at this point because she's just been such a catalyst in my life. And something that she shared with me that was so profound, and then I realized this is something that I do with my clients, is when we talk. I called her yesterday and had this long, incredible conversation because I have been I realized that there's a little bit of a backstory to this, because as I called her, I was like realizing like how much is shifting in my life right now, how much is truly like expanding and evolving, and as like a very intuitive person, like I can see these things, but to have someone mirror back to us and really confirm what we're seeing and moving through is invaluable. It's invaluable. And it doesn't matter how intuitive, tapped in you are, having this in our lives is what makes life not only life and rich and fulfilling, but it helps us move through energy. It helps us move through whatever we're going through. It helps us understand ourselves so that we can alchemize the energy and so that we can continue to move on our path. And so, I've been having all of these things transpire in my life, all of these like upgrades and expansions and realizations and awarenesses that are just like beyond, beyond, beyond. And I'm like swimming in this sea of just like new, beautiful energy and just like truly like a bliss, ecstasy. Oh my gosh, which if you're not in the miracle frequency, I cannot recommend this enough, because this is life gets to be so good. It gets to be so good. It gets to be magic, miracles, and synchronicities everywhere you look. Everywhere I look, I am having incredible encounters with new people. I met I go down and I was watching the full moon with I just go down to this like little place along the river, and all of a sudden this guy comes down and we just start having he's a photographer, and we just start having this conversation. Turns out he's a famous photographer in Portland, and we just like start connecting. He starts showing me these beautiful photos, and here we are just having like this beautiful moment with this stranger 5 minutes ago. Now we're just like sitting there. The sun had just set and we're watching this just blue, picturesque gradient of blue to purple to pink, with the moon just ever so perfectly, this bright, beautiful full moon just nestled right in the middle of this gradient of colors, and we're just in awe, like just standing beneath her in awe, conversing and connecting and getting to know each other. And it's just like, wow, it's just these simple moments that I'm just reminded of, like, life gets to be really good. We get to have these connections, these out of the blue, in quotes, experiences, and and if you're watching on on video, I apologize. The time change. This is like I'm half I'm half angel today. I'm half white because the sun is, and I'm not going to pull my blinds down because I have to, like, it is a privilege and an honor to have the sun beaming in here. But we're doing this video before I'm completely in the light. So if you notice me like scooching over a little bit, that's why. And that's why I'm half in the light. Anyways, and along with just these beautiful encounters that I've been receiving and having of just like beautiful, beautiful people I get to meet. And I can't even tell you, I think of questions, and next thing I know, the answer is on a license plate, or a person says something, quote, randomly in conversation as I'm passing by, or a person calls or texts out of the blue to say the answer that I've been seeking. Or I'm walking and there's a beautiful, I like look over and there's this beautiful white crane just perched ever so perfectly, just looking at me. And I just have this moment gazing into the beauty and awe and wonder of this crane. Like, I want this for anyone who desires this, of just moving about your life in the world that feels like bliss, like joy, like ecstasy. It's truly available. Now, are there going to be some shadows that come up in the process to release? Absolutely. But you will have the tools to alchemize them with your elevated frequency. Okay. So if you're not in the miracle frequency, all the information for that is below. But as I'm having this day of just like processing a lot of what has been transpiring, I'm out in nature, as I do, as I am, as you know. And I have this really beautiful connection and call with my mentor friend. And what she shares with me is, first of all, reflecting back to me all of the confirmation of things that I'm going through, and really putting words and deeper depth to all of these things that I've been channeling and bringing forth and witnessing and seeing, helping me to have it land in the body. Because when we just talk in our minds, and this is what I see so often when clients come to me too, and even just friends, of like them talking, and then it's like, oh, like I just pieced all of that together just by like you holding space and like allowing me to emote. Because there are many people who you can tell all of the things in your mind to, and they're not going to understand, they're not going to understand, and they're going to have judgment. That's just kind of the nature of a lot of people's consciousness. They're going to have judgment, and they're going to place their projections and perceptions upon what you say. And so having a person who can let you and encourages you to speak your truth with no judgment, it's one of the greatest gifts. And that leads into, I believe, the greatest gift that we can actually give to another. And this is what she told me yesterday. She said, every time I talk to you, I think, what's new with Jasmine? Where is she moving forward into now? What are things in her world and reality now? She says, I never come with your preconceived, the things that we've worked through and looked at and witnessed. I don't bring those into the conversation. I see you as you are, here and now. That, my friends, is one of the greatest gifts we can give to another person. As I really like sat with this, and I saw how this has been something that I do with my clients, is seeing all of them and seeing them at their highest light, their highest potential, their highest truth. But I really want to bring awareness to how much in your life are you seeing it the same, not because it is the same, but because you're choosing to see it the same. Everything is a reflection. Everything is an emanation. Everything is a co-creative experience. So for example, if your partner, we're going to put this into like real life terms. If your partner has this pattern of always leaving their socks on the floor. They always leave their socks on the floor. And so they've done this so much that you just expect it from them. You just expect it from them, and you wouldn't ever, you yell at them about it. You don't like it. It bothers you so much. And you've created this story now within yourself that they're always going to do that. And so What if you allowed yourself every day to see the things as new? What if one day your partner just decides, I would like to start picking up my socks? What if you simply being in your highest light and truth and viewing them in their highest light and truth actually inspires them and brings out and evokes out of them to now live up to their highest potential and their highest truth and their greatest cleanliness of now picking their socks up? Because you chose to be in your light and to see them in their highest light. This is again miracle frequency. You work on you, watch the people around you change. But this is why when we are choosing to see someone at a higher caliber, at a higher truth, at a higher perspective, they now shift and change. Okay, it had to be done. It had to be done. I was going blind. Anyways, when we hold people to a higher perspective, a higher truth, we now allow them to rise up to that. Think about this. When you go to your families for, especially the holidays are here, and you just fall back into old patterns, is it because that's who you are, or is it because they're expecting you to? And I'm not saying there's a right answer. I'm not saying that. But I would get curious as to how much of you, quote, falling back into old behaviors is not because you're with family, but because they're perceiving you and putting that projection on you that this is how you are. This is not their fault. This is how we work as human beings. We perceive, we create mental patterns in our minds to understand and create safety in our world and in our experience. However, if you choose to see others in their highest light, their highest truth, guess what this does? This now creates the opportunity for you to see yourself in that way. We are always emitting a frequency. And so if you are emitting the frequency of, I choose to see others in their highest light, I choose to see others in their highest truth, I choose to see the world in its highest love, its highest compassion, you now allow yourself to see yourself at that. You now allow yourself to be new. And is this not what we are always taught and told in manifestation, is that you must become it. You must see yourself as that version. Well, part of seeing yourself as that version is allowing yourself to see yourself as new. And this is why I talk about all of the time that your truth is always going to be updating and evolving and expanding as you update and evolve and expand. So as you update and evolve and expand, your truth is going to update and evolve and expand. And how can you in every single moment allow yourself to die and be reborn, to die and be reborn, die and be reborn? And in this, you create this beautiful alchemy, this beautiful awareness, and this beautiful opportunity for you to truly see who you are. And that might be different than you were 5 minutes ago. It's certainly going to be different than you were a year ago. Can you give yourself that permission? Can you give others that permission? Yes, they may have left their socks on the floor for 15 years, but maybe one day they just feel like changing. Could you hold that perspective? Could you hold that perspective that you are creating, co-creating them continuing to leave them? I'm not saying it's all your fault, but if you chose to see them in their highest truth and highest potential, this isn't giving people a bypass and saying, oh, I'm just going to see them in light and love and let them do whatever they want. This isn't saying that. This is still working with boundaries and working with awareness and honoring yourself and your truth. But how can you approach every person and every experience as an opportunity to see them and yourself as new? You are new every single day. And so what if you began to envision every single day, everything that you go about as a new experience? Who cares if you're walking on the same road, if you're driving down the same road? It's a new road. It's a new road because it's a new day, right? It's all new. It's all a becoming. It's all an expansion. It's all a co-creation with God, source, the universe. And I believe that this is one of the greatest gifts that we can give to each other, to ourselves, and in turn to humanity. To give this gift to the collective, to see humanity at its highest potential. So I just like, and I don't know the answer and the truth, but I can't help but become curious about all of these things happening in the world. Do they continue to happen because they're happening, or because we are feeding into the narrative of them happening? And when there is a war and everyone is watching the war on the news and projecting fear and projecting worry and projecting scarcity, that's not helping. It's actually adding energy, right? So what if you chose to see, oh, this is happening for a divine reason? Does it make it good or right? Absolutely not. But I know that God has a plan. I know that the universe has a plan. I know that there is a consciousness that is so much more intelligent than we could ever understand, that we could ever understand. It is always working to restore love and light. It is always working to calibrate us higher, to bring us higher. And sometimes that happens through pain. Sometimes that happens through destruction. Sometimes that happens through suffering. But when we trust that there is a source and a force working through ourselves and others and the collective, we now can move in our truth and our sovereignty, in our knowing and our power. This is how you self-source your power. It is no one else who is going to give it to you. Others will simply remind you of yours, but no one can give you your power. It's within. It's right here within. This is one of the most beautiful things that came through in my channeling just this morning. Is they told me that your North Star, it isn't out there. Your North Star is within you, shining so brightly. So how can you tap into seeing that within? Practice seeing it within others. Practice seeing it within the collective and humanity. Practice seeing it in all things. Practice seeing this love and this light in God, source, universe, in all things, in all ways, in all experiences, even the ones that are challenging and hard. And so if you are looking for someone to hold you in this type of love, this type of higher truth, this higher caliber, this is where one-on-one work comes in. Truly, whether it's with myself or with someone else, having someone in your corner to hold you to the highest potential and the highest truth of who you are. When I look at my clients, I don't see their problems. I see their problems as opportunities and catalysts to bring them into higher. I will always witness you from that space, to evoke the highest from you and reflect back to you who you truly are, to remind you that your truth is within. And we will uncover and peel back the layers until you are so firm and solid in your truth, in your love, in God's source, the universe within you. Not out there, not externally, but within you, so that every single step that you take in life is moving with God, is moving with the universe, is moving with your truth, leading with your heart, letting your soul guide the way, and then letting your mind support you. Not the other way around. It's not trying to figure it all out with your mind, but letting your heart guide you, letting your soul lead you, and then allowing the mind to come in and support and fill in the details and gaps. This is what is available for all of us and all who choose to work and live at this higher potential, to work and live with this higher caliber, to work and live and be and express at this higher caliber. at your truth. It's not even a higher caliber, it's just your truth. It's just who you are. And we are being asked right now to live as who we are. Fully who we are. I'm going to put the link below for applications for one-on-one. 2024 is going to be an incredible year if you choose to allow it to be. And I believe that means having the support, having the guidance, having someone to walk your path with you, having someone to hold you to the highest standard and see your blind spots, help you put words to all of the things that and awarenesses that you are coming to, and help guide you when you don't have the awareness, and help you come home within. That's what we need. We don't need another replica of all of these, do my 1, 2, 5 step whatever and become another version of me. No, we need you in your power, your truth, your light, not another replica of someone else doing it whatever way. That is what is here. That is what I want to lead you to. I want to lead you to your truth, your knowing, your power, your sovereignty, and your connection with God, source, divine. Every single move that you make gets to be a dance with divine. Gets to be a step to greater love, greater truth, greater abundance, greater prosperity, greater health, greater love, greater connection, greater joy, greater ecstasy. Every single step. Choose it and it will choose you. Choose that and it will choose you. I so look forward to supporting you in this journey if you choose. But find someone who can help see you and support you in this. This is how we truly grow. And so with that, my loves, I am sending you all infinite love,